We'll do it live.
Just silence, right?
Mm-hmm. So should we talk? We're just sitting here not saying anything.
We could talk. Doesn't matter. We're saving our radio voices, aren't we?
Well, I'm just warming them up this way.
Yeah.
We chat a little bit and.
Greg's getting ready here, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Blah 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 blah.
We got 30 seconds.
Oh.
21 seconds, Greg. This is a big deal.
Getting nervous. Getting excited. I'm so nervous.
I'll read all of this stuff though, but I'll make it quickly. But we'll just banter through. So
I'm getting very nervous. We've only done this, a couple hundred times.
All right.
It's only
Here we go.
My couple hundredth time doing.
Couple
this.
hundredth time. Monday. Turf's up. We're back.
Welcome back. Oh, back.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you all had a great weekend. But it's Monday morning and the Turf Nerds are back on Turf's Up Radio. Your industry. Your station.
Let's talk about mowers, Greg.
It's time for Evan and Greg to help you grow your business in the green industry. Let's talk about mowers, equipment, landscaping, and so much more. It's time for the Turf Nerds. It's time for the Turf Nerds. It's time for the Turf Nerds. Evan and Greg on Turf Up Radio. Your industry.
Not sure where my camera went.
Call us now. 856-446-8873. Your industry.
Hello.
Your station.
We're back. Monday morning. They say back in the saddle, Greg, but we'd say back on the mower. Well, I mean, not technically back on the mower yet, but you get the point.
Well, I'll be on the mower today, not cutting, but
Yeah.
I'll be
Same with me.
using the mower. So, got a bunch of stuff I've got to do. So I got a couple of lawns I've got to do bag mulch. So I'll be doing that.
Bag mulch is fun, and we've had a kind of a fun weekend, haven't we?
We have. We've encountered many a thing this weekend.
We'll talk about what we did first, and
Many
then talk about
activity.
my stuff later. But
Okay.
well, we did have we did encounter many a thing, and let's just say that we praise God for at least decent customer service, Greg. Right?
Yeah, it was very good. I better than decent. We found an issue, reached out, and they didn't realize they had a problem. So
Wasn't that kind of interesting? So let's
Yeah.
break it down. I have the Mulch Force bucket, Greg. You really liked it last year when we used it, and then you had debated and tossed around the idea. 856-446-8873 if you're out there doing mulch. You tossed around the idea. We're always looking to be more efficient as the solo, smaller guys, Greg. And hey, many hands make light work. You're actually a family member. You have your own lawn business, but we don't pay each other to help each other with jobs, Greg, do we?
we do not. Just found it was easier than, it's okay.
Yeah.
So you gave me. So we've always. When we do mulch jobs, we've been within a yard or two of mulch.
A yard or two off, which is not a big deal.
Yeah.
I would definitely help you out if I was doing nothing and I could. So the Toro Mulch Force bucket was great, Greg. Used it last year. We were very impressed, and then we were kicking around the ideas because we know our fellows were not know of. We just heard of our fellows over at Mega Attachments. They're kind of out in Ohio there near Schleybaugh. Sean Spencer calls it Schleybach, but I think it's Schleybaugh. Not sure, right? I should probably ask them that. Probably butchering their last name, but they got some pretty good products here, Greg. I mean, they got the Mulch Force, they got a Bully bucket. They have they got some other stuff here too. Dual front hydraulic kits, an excavator 48-inch bucket, Greg. They have some pretty nice things. So you decided to put some money down on their mulch dump, their mulch bucket kit, which putting it together, we were impressed. It didn't take that long, did it?
No, it didn't. We had a couple of little slight adjustments we had to make, but we were moving along pretty well. Really, technically, 10 bolts?
That's all it was. Yeah, I think it was about 10 bolts and a couple washers. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. And so 10 bolts worth of work. And then so we went ahead and worked on that and had it done. We had it done pretty quick, I believe. Had a couple of little slight adjustments we had to make, but it worked pretty well. So
It was funny. I liked their instructions, Greg. There was no instructions. It was just scan a QR code for a YouTube video. And I think that's almost better because how many guys, when you buy a piece of equipment for your mower or something, do you like to actually sit there and try to read through them? I mean we did it with the Ballard side catcher, but that was that. I think that took me like 2 hours to put together.
oh man, that was time consuming. Yes, so we had to do a lot of time on that one. That was quite interesting. So I just noticed they have a leaf plow winch as well.
Yeah, where is
Winch,
that?
not
I had also
winch,
noticed,
winch.
like we're doing a big ad read for Mega Attachments. We're trying to work on that. They have a custom landscaper's wallet too. $35. You get one of those. Get one of those. I have it too. What are they called, Greg? Those small wallets. They're not an actual wallet. I'm drawing a blank on it here right now. But they're nice. Like they just hold cards. I'll find it here. But they have a wench. Do tell. I think he muted. Try it again. Take two.
The Landscaper's Minimalist Wallet.
Yes.
So page 2, if you're on that. So
what about the
holds
winch?
up to 12 cards. Sleek and modern design with easy card access. That's interesting.
This is what I have at home, guys, for like just to keep all your cards clear. I have a WXM wallet for men with AirTag holder. Credit slim front pocket reel, carbon fire, RFID blocking, minimalist men's gift. Man, what a big run on for a product, right?
Yeah. They have, excuse me, I'm sorry. The slip grapple. They have a leaf plow, 60-inch leaf plow. So, for a Ventrac. So they do it for multiple machines, and the mulch buckets. So yeah,
Leaf plow's nice, yeah. Toro has one, but I like the Mega Attachments leaf bucket. Okay, so Greg, we followed the Mega Attachments video, and we installed the mulch bucket on your Bobcat, and it was really straightforward, right? So we're swimming along, and then and then what happens, Greg?
we had the last thing to do with the 11th. I don't know what you call it. Is it a bolt? So we went to attach the handle.
Yes.
And we moved through the thing pretty well and went to attach the handle, and it was off. So
It was off quite a bit, wasn't it?
yeah. So we did get a hold of Trent over at Mega Attachments Saturday afternoon. Gave him a call and said, "Hey, is this right?" And sent him a video of it. And he was in on Saturdays, which was really nice. We were kind of surprised. We thought some of the guys would be gone. But he was in on Saturday. We talked to him, sent him a video of what we had. He looked at it and said, "Okay, I think it's a little bent." And the piece that we were trying to hook onto, and said, "Yeah, it might be a little bent. See if you can bend it." Unfortunately, it's hardened steel, so we couldn't do that. And
Yeah, it was hardened steel, wasn't it?
yes, but we found, and when we called him back, we found out, and this was on my Bobcat, so I'm not saying anything about any other ones that could be, like an Exmark or a Ferris or any of the other stuff.
Yeah, so we don't know, right?
Yeah, so we don't know. But in our case, he did reach back out and say, "Yeah, we've got an issue here." They found. So we'll probably talk to him this week. I'm not. He was very receptive. He was trying to help us walk through, and then determine that there was an issue. So his welders weren't in this weekend, so he was or last weekend, and so he said they're trying to figure out what was going on, and we'll probably talk on Monday here. So really good customer service. They were I guess he went above and beyond. So at this point, that's what we're working on, is just trying to see what the issue is.
Well, yeah, it was funny. We installed it, and then basically when you're riding around, Greg, this Bobcat mulch bucket through Mega Attachments, it has a lever on it to be able to dump. It's really easy to dump this. Whereas the Multi-Force, you just hit the hydro button there, and it dumps up and down. It's fast, but this is pretty fast too, Greg. You have to get off the machine, but this bucket's a tad. It's considerably lighter than the Mulch Force bucket. And there's this little lever, right, as you said, and it locks into place on the frame of the bucket. Well, yours was off, so you couldn't lock it in. So we were going to run that fear and that risk, Greg, of when you're doing mulch. You don't want to be going down, just going down a hill or something and just, lose your mulch everywhere, right?
Yeah, that would be disappointing. But yeah, so anyway, so they're looking into it. They're trying to figure out what went wrong, I don't know if I just got a fluke or if they have other ones.
You might have saved the company though, Greg, because it wasn't latching down. Something was off, but oh no, there was a quality build. And as you had already said, I was more impressed that Trent was in. He took your call and he spent the time with you. That's customer service, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he gave us a lot of suggestions. He said, "Okay, try this," and I even said, "Here, you know what? Let me figure this out. I'll give you a call back."
Yep.
And I said, "You're going to be in there longer?" He says, "Yeah, I'll be available for a few more hours." So we'd fool around with it, call him back, and then he grabbed it right away and grabbed the call right away, and then we just kind of talked through and said, "Okay, how about this option?" Let him go back so he could do what he was doing, and we fooled around, so I didn't keep him on hold or listening for us to go, "Is that right?" No. Okay.
How many times have you done that,
angle.
right?
Yeah.
Please hold.
So it worked out really well, and we'll hear from them. We'll try and touch base with them again today.
Did they say they would contact you or you'd contact them? I don't remember.
Don't even recall. So, but the bucket itself, like you said, it seemed really light.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be that difficult to work with. We just encountered that one issue. And the funny part is there were only 10 bolts, but then the 11th is the handle bolt, and then that's when we encountered the issue. So we'll see. Hopefully everything's going to be working for us and up and running soon.
The text line is open, too, for our international friends, Greg, right? The people out there in Falkenstein, Germany. This number is not an actual real number, so 856-446-8873. We're riffing on an attachment that Greg tried to get for his Bobcat, but hopefully they'll take care of that, Greg, and have that straight. So after we what did we burn? It didn't take us that long to install. We probably killed an unnecessary extra 2 hours, correct, because of that?
Yeah, it might have been. It might have been about an hour and a half.
Yeah,
2 hours.
Hour and a half.
So it took us a little bit longer than we thought, but if it would have gone together well, we would have been moving. I mean, if it had gone right, it probably would have been an hour to an hour and a half to get everything, because we laid everything out. We just made sure we were taking our time and had nowhere else to go except two cleanups. So
no big deal, right? So they
were pretty easy to clean up. So
we kind of bit the bullet there, and so Greg had originally came over. We were going to do a video of installing the mulch bucket, put it on YouTube, and then if we had the time, Still had sent us some products, or Still, they had sent me a battery-powered blower. I have to work through that, but they sent you a pruner, Greg, to prune some. They're pruning, right?
Pole saw.
Pole
not
saw.
A pruner.
Not a pruner. Pole saw. Well, it could probably be a pruner, though, too, if you wanted to prune. We're pruning big limbs. There.
Yeah.
Pole saw, which that was very impressive. We were going to do a video with that, but we were crunching on time. But that thing looked pretty nice, Greg, didn't it? I mean, we didn't get to use it.
Yeah, we didn't. We just ran out of time because we had to go do those two cleanups quickly. And but yeah, I'm looking forward to doing it. And fortunately, we didn't have time to do it because I forgot to put oil on the blades.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, I had asked you. I said, "Hey, was there oil in there?" And they were like, "Oops, nope."
Yeah. So you probably had chainsaw oil though.
I did. I had a ton.
And I heard that B3C oil is really good. Our friend Daniel White told us that he'd used that B3C oil.
Oh, did he?
On his chainsaw, he said it was really good. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Our buddy B3C Solutions, his name is Greg Allen, and you like his name, Greg, don't you?
it's a fine name, one of the finer names I've ever heard. So, yeah, if we, yeah, so fortunately we did run out of time. Otherwise, we would have had to. You probably have chainsaw oil, though. They said it doesn't matter what you put in there as long as it's chainsaw oil.
I just put in like regular old engine oil or something, live a little. But no, that still battery powered pruner saw, pole saw, it was very nice, Greg, and I think it was a lot lighter than other pole saws that I've used in the past. I think. Well, I mean, what do you think? We have our Echo power attachment series hedge trimmer on a pole where it gets really long. That thing was getting pretty heavy because when you would extend it up all the way, remember how heavy that would get, Greg?
Yeah, it would get heavy, especially with your arms extended, and so it was a little bit heavy. So, but works well, and I've had a chance to use it a few times, and part of it is excuse me, you just don't use it that much, and it's different muscles.
Oh yeah, that's the problem. Like that's like a workout because our Echo hedge trimmer, or the pole attachment trimmer, which is nice. That thing, I was trimming some arborvitaes this past spring of 2025. They were massive, and I was just kind of like leaning over like that, and I still, it's not the strength. I just didn't have the arm like that. It's just okay. You have to have some pipes, and I have decent pipes, but it was still kind of a struggle for me. And I can imagine. I mean, I charged the guy premium, but point being said, back to the pole saw, it was nice. I think Still did a great job with that. So we didn't get a chance to use it. So we piled in your truck, Greg, and we went to get gas. And roughly, guys, a 5-gallon 2-cycle oil mix, you need to put about 13. It's technically 12.8 ounces of oil. Oil into that. It's a 50-to-1 mix, and it's about 12 ounces of 2-cycle oil. Sorry, I didn't know what the oil was called. I was going to say hydro oil. I think I have hydro oil on the brain, Greg. So we filled up that, gassed up that, and we were going to go get on over to my cleanup. But it's nice, Greg. We stopped at a really nice place at 8 Mile in Farmington, Michigan, called the Rolling Stoves for some smash burgers. And you got to admit, they were pretty good, right?
They were good. I was impressed. I enjoyed it, and they had some good fries too. The fries were what are they? Garlic fry? It seems like
they were
probably
hot garlic fries. It was so good. Oh yeah.
They were a little bit hot, and but they probably, after they cook them, they probably just squirt a little of this stuff on. It's probably like a butter oil mixture.
Oh, it was great, wasn't it? I am a foodie. There's one good thing about having dense routes, Greg, and being close to home. Sometimes the wife will bring you food.
The have you ever had the a Chicken Shack? I don't know if there's a Chicken Shack near you at all.
There is one. It's been a while here.
Yeah.
Chicken
Shack. They do a butter. They do their fries or their potato wedges. I think. I haven't been there in a while. So, but they basically, when you're watching them, they say, "Oh yeah, these guys," and it's like they're squirting butter on the fries.
Me.
Yeah,
more butter the better, in my opinion. We smoke meats. I have a nice Traeger smoker, and you talk about, Greg, one good flavor profile I've learned is butter. I think butter can basically fix any flavor, can't it?
It's funny. I was watching some video on how to make the best scrambled eggs ever, and nice and fluffy. And they were talking about all this stuff. Okay, you beat them, and you beat them, and you beat them, and you beat them, and when you think you're done, you still beat them a little bit more. And it's basically, when you're done, you lift it up, and if it just pours off of the fork, you know how sometimes it kind of chunks.
Yeah.
They said that's if it's thick, it's not quite right because it's not going to give you fluffy eggs. And I'm going, okay, well, this is really pretty interesting. And they're beating and beating, and then they said, so you want to see this? So they pick up the fork and it just drips right off, no delay at all. And then she says, okay, then you put 2 tablespoons of butter in your pan. And I'm going, well, that's why they taste so good, is because you're throwing 2 tablespoons of butter in there. And so it was just kind of funny because they had this big buildup, and so the reason it tastes like it does is because of all the butter you just put in.
Butter, the Irish butter from Costco, Greg, you ever had that? That's really good stuff, guys. Irish butter. I think it's It's
I
the,
have had it before, but I don't
Killins
recall.
or Kerrigan's or Kerrygold. Kerrygold, yeah, Kerrygold here. Kerrygold. Oh. Yeah, Kerrygold butter. Costco.
What makes it Irish?
Costco generally sells a 2-pound pack, 4 ounce, 8 bars of Kerrygold pure Irish butter, salted or unsalted, for approximately $16.99 to $19.28. Huh. It's available in both salted and unsalted varieties. I don't know.
Why do they call it Irish butter?
I don't know.
Let me look it up.
I don't know what I can figure it out here right now. It's just what we do on a Monday morning. Kerrygold butter. Why is it called that? Let's see. Kerrygold butter was
High
named in
butter fat content.
1962 by Irish Dairy Board as a part of a marketing campaign to invoke images of rich, high-quality Irish dairy, specifically selecting it over options like Leprechaun or Tub of Gold. What? The name combines the Kerry region associated with science, rural Ireland, and gold to highlight the butter's rich yellow color caused by beta-carotene from grass-fed cows. Huh. Did everyone want to know that?
Yes, mine says it's from the milk of cows that graze on lush green pastures, providing a distinctively rich golden color and creamy texture.
Oh,
High
that's a great
butterfat
story.
content. Yeah, high butterfat content around 82%.
Butter makes things good, so that's the point. So we had our burgers, Greg. We pulled into my first cleanup. I have a couple cleanups I'm getting to this week. It's March 30th here, Greg. Well, might be mowing here in about 2 weeks, and I'm going down. I have less than 10 now. I think I have like 5 or 6 to go. Not even that, because I had a couple clients, Greg. We talked about this where they said the wind blew them away. I said, you sure don't want one? I didn't get you there in the fall. And they said the wind blew it away. And then I had this one guy said he gave me some weird kind of story. I not right now. I have to get back to you. Blah blah blah. His backyard's a big mess. So we pull into my cleanup, Greg, and this was a pretty easy one, wasn't it? And praise God, it butts right up against the woods. Butts, right?
Yeah, that one was pretty easy. We just loosened up the leaves that were on the lawn from over the winter. Did you do a fall cleanup for them too, or?
No, never did. Surprisingly, never did.
What was surprising then was that the leaves that were that were embedded in the lawn, they came up pretty easy. We just hit it with a leaf blower, just lightly, and they popped up for the most part. A lot of times those things are buried in there, and it's hard to get out.
Yeah, like you spend a whole bunch of time trying to blow them out there, but never did a cleanup for them. She's a nice lady. I also plow her driveway. She has a cute little kitty cat there in the window that was watching us. Nice house. And in the end of her lawn, Greg, towards the street, well, she had a big giant door wall in there, didn't she?
Yeah, she just got a new door, nice looking door. The other one didn't look that bad either. The one that
I almost
was
picked that one up.
sitting
Yeah,
at the curb. Yeah, pick it up and take it home, sell it for $5.
I wonder if anyone would buy that, because I've picked trash, Greg, for my lawn clients. Like I picked a grill. I think that was last year. It was a nice Weber grill. I think the only problem was the igniter didn't work, but the client still said it worked. He kept it in good shape, so I picked it, put it on Facebook Marketplace, and made $50. Sometimes you can do that, can't you?
Oh, I've done that a lot. So I've.
Oh, tell.
Oh yeah, I went to a estate sale, and the guy you didn't buy anything, but the following, what was it, on a Tuesday, I was driving by there, and that was the garbage day, and whatever didn't sell at the estate sale, they put out at the curb. I probably could have picked a bunch of other stuff too, but they had a bicycle there, and they had $90 on the bicycle, and I thought, well, that seemed a little high, and that's why nobody bought it.
High.
So I put it in my truck and brought it home and put a new inner tube on it, on the tire, and sold it for $75. Cost me $5 to make 70. So
Sometimes you can do that. Well, have you noticed going through all the different neighborhoods, Greg, and even my neighborhood? I've been purging a lot of stuff lately. We see a lot of stuff when we're out there mowing. Like we really do. We should know the trash days of our clients, Greg. I think most fall for me Wednesday, Thursday, so because the area's tight. But it's interesting to see what people throw out and how many scrappers there are out there. There are a lot of metal scrappers out there.
Oh yeah, tons. I put out our washer and dryer, and what was it? Our garbage day is on Wednesday. We had the guy drives around, and I put it out on Tuesday night, and Wednesday morning it was gone. So trash hadn't come yet.
I know there's a guy Greg at the end of my street. I almost called you God again. I know there's a guy Greg at the whoa, holy smokes!
Raised my level up.
Yeah, there. I just raised Greg's level way up. There's a guy at the end of our street, Greg. You might have saw his truck pulling in on Saturday morning. It's off to the side. I don't know. It's an old beater. I think it's a Silverado 1500. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of metal junk in there. He's a scrapper. Greg, it's every single day and week. He always has stuff in there, like he scraps. And I'm surprised where he goes. Hey, it's another side gig. I mean, we both have the trailers and the trucks, Greg. Hey, getting to maybe scrapping there during the winter. I remember I tried to scrap my blades, like my mower blades, a couple of years ago. It's like 215 pounds, and the guy's like, "I'll give you $2." I said, "What?" I literally said, "What?" Yeah, that was puny.
Yeah, the I don't know what steel is right now. Last I knew, it was around 3 cents a pound, so it might be 7 cents a pound now. I'm not sure. Let's
But
look
could
it
that
up.
be a side service? Because I do have a dump insert, and if you cleared out your trailer, like we're always looking to do stuff when we're kind of in that slow lull. Like I'll be doing some videos this week too for aerations and stuff. I'm not trying to overbook. Like it's this fine tango, Greg. Like right, this fine tango and dance you have to play of not overbooking before mowing comes, because you don't want to get buried in all these side jobs when the first week of mowing starts. You want to stagger everything out, don't you?
Yeah. So I'm trying to look up the price of steel right now. Scrap
Well, I
steel,
can tell you for a fact.
7 cents a pound.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
why the blades are crazy?
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, blades are heavy, but 7 cents a pound, 200 pounds. The guy should have given you $14.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, this was like 4 or 5 years ago. I had mower blades there. So guys, what you could do to make some side stuff is hold on to your metals and try to solder. Talk to some guys. You could be a scrapper here in the transition phase from winter to spring. There's a guy at the end of my street does it. I guess Greg, if he wasn't making any money, then he wouldn't do it, would he?
Yeah, he. Sorry, I was not muted, and then I went to mute. I muted myself before I talked.
Sounds good.
What was the question? I distracted myself. Yeah, you can make money,
Yes,
but you got to have a
scrapping,
lot
yeah.
of stuff. And I don't know. I just don't feel like going out and doing all the work to carry around all that stuff in the back of my truck. So,
Yeah, that's kind of the problem and kind of the deal. Cousin Kenny checking in. I can't get the texting in to come on to make comments. I don't know. It's open. I think Kenny's smoking some Siri dope this morning, right, or something. We don't know. So Cousin Kenny will figure it out as he's lost in the deep grass. Okay, Greg. So we were in the neighborhood here. It was an easy cleanup. It took us like 50 minutes, and you blew one side of the driveway. I blew the other side there of the house, and we kind of met there in the center and the back. Got the EBZ 9000 back. You were on the 9010T. That went simple, and then you hopped on the mower, cut it. We were in and out. 50 minutes. Didn't take long at all, okay? So that was an easy little cash grab for myself. Although that lawn was kind of wet, but then let's bring it up to the cleanup that we did, Greg, after mine. So, do tell.
I had a good friend of mine, real estate guy, and he wanted to have me do a cleanup for him because he's got a house that's coming up for sale, and it just so happens it was over by Evan. And so I said, okay, well, we were already going to be there, so we went ahead and went over there and looked at the job and started the cleanup. That lawn was interesting because it wasn't difficult work. It was really wet. The lawn especially in the backyard, but I noticed just when I was walking on it, I felt squishy. So, and that wasn't even necessarily in the backyard. The side yard was a little bit too, but it looked like the owner had kind of neglected a lot of shrubs and things. So, so we worked on that. Had a fair amount of leaves that we had to get out of the beds, and you jumped on the blower while I started picking up sticks, a lot of sticks in his yard, and so I went around and did that while you were doing the blowing. And then Eventually, I jumped on the mower to start starting to try to mulch up that stuff. Thought we were going to be able to just mulch it all up, but there was a little bit too much in there.
Yeah, it was a really wet property, guys, and do this as we're getting into the spring phase here, guys. It was pretty wet. There was a decent amount of leaves, but it wasn't that bad, Greg. I thought this cleanup would have taken longer than I had, but it didn't take as long as I anticipated, and you made some good cash on it. Nice house, but some of these houses, guys, and you go to them, and maybe you can try to lobby this with a couple of your customers too, is get them to prune, cut back, or remove some of the bushes. This house, Greg, just had stuff everywhere, just stuff, just like I don't even know how to describe the design. How would you describe that?
Cluttered.
There, yeah.
I would say it was very cluttered. They had too much in a small area. They had this bed wrapping around the house all the way around. It was too much stuff, and go a little bit minimalist, and then you'll be able to pick up some space. They had a large pine tree in the front yard.
It was huge.
Yeah, and then they had a maple tree fairly close to it, so the grass wasn't growing all that well over the winter. I'm sure in the summer it's probably going to look not much different, but that pine tree probably should be taken down. They're burning bushes. They had a bunch of burning bushes. It was kind of funny if you noticed. And I think we talked about it, around their garage, they had burning bushes lining the whole garage.
Yeah.
The side. But the ones beside the window, on either side of the window, they were letting those just grow. They were, 8-10 feet tall? And then they trimmed them.
Crazy.
They trimmed them below the window level for what was a 3-pane, probably about a 6-foot window. They had those trimmed below the window, and then you had these giant ones on either side. So it looked kind of funny. There was just too much in a little area, and that's be willing to talk to your clients and say,
yeah.
I think you just got too much going on in here. I'd cut back some of this stuff and
design.
start
Not
over.
say that we're architects, Greg, or designs. I mean, I'm sure if Eric Jones was Greg, if Eric Jones was there, what would he do?
Weep.
He would probably, what he would do here. Hold on, yeah. He hadn't played this one here in a while. If Eric Jones, the turf teacher, Eric Jones saw this lawn, he'd be like, "Hey." Like, what happened? This has been neglected for years. Nice house, nothing wrong with the house. But, so where we kind of made out, because we didn't have the leaf loader, Greg, and we mulched them up, and it didn't look bad, we still wanted to make it look, sometimes mulching up, guys, you will hey, like that, you will leave some leaves. Uh-huh. And so, in this backyard, Greg, it was, I don't know what was back there. It all ran off into the wet marsh, and there's like a wet leaf bed that you can tell that they didn't really care. So we just kind of dumped 2 little side catcherfuls of leaves back there and spread them out, and guess what? You're not going to be able to tell the difference. Where you guys can kind of cheat, properly cut corners, Greg, is if there's a lot of bare spots in the yard, because there was this dirt, you can blow those leaf clippings to the dirt, and that's actually fertilizer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we did as much as we could. We tried chopping it up, but there was just too much to chop up. It was too much for that lawn. So we did. It was 2 or 2.5, I think, 2.5 of the side catcher. 2.5 of them were full, and like you said, we spread it out, and hopefully that probably, because they got that low marshy area, maybe it filled it in a little bit or something, just to not too much, but we were able to just put it in and blow it around there. The backyard was really wet, and to the point where we loosened it up. I drove over it once to mulch it up and got off of it as quick as I could. So because it was just too wet. So a little bit of work, and they had some shrubs that they had trimmed, and just left them, left the branches.
They did. Yep.
Yeah.
And I picked up quite the amount of sticks there, and then they had our famous those box bushes, Greg. Didn't look that great, did they?
No, those need to be pruned up some. And
they're pruned, right? The proper word's pruned.
Yes. And unfortunately, I didn't have anything with me because I wasn't expecting to do any of that. So we do have to go back and prune some shrubs clean them up a little bit, make it look a little bit better, and would be nice to chop down that pine tree, but I don't think that's going to happen at this point.
Yeah, that pine tree is huge. When we moved into our house, guys, we had a pine tree next to the corner of the house, and that just takes up moisture. Like that front yard, Greg, it had the pine tree, then it had two smaller maple style trees, didn't it? It was the two or one.
They had a cherry tree up in the weeping cherry tree up in
weeping
the
cherry.
corner, which was overgrown, but that was up in the corner of the house between, but where the corner of the house, the garage, and the house meet. So that took up a little space. Yeah, I think they did have another. Yeah, they did have another maple tree over in one spot. It was just too much stuff, and it was a small yard.
And
So
that's our
reclaim
opportunity
your
to make
yard.
money. Yeah,
Yeah.
take your yard back so you can be winning. Kenny,
Yeah.
finally here. I sent pictures of the tree guys cutting down the rest of the tree that fell on my shed. Nice, Kenny. Hey, give him a shout out.
Hey guys, it's Cousin Kenny.
Okay, Greg. So we got that cleanup done. How long do you think that one took? That took shoot.
I think it was
that didn't
about an
take-
hour and a half.
It was 90 minutes. I thought it was going to go 2.5 hours, but no, it was an hour and a half. Got it done. Made it look good. There might be some more ancillary services with that. So that was good to get that knocked out of the way, guys. But so the title of this podcast today, something along the lines is I went with another lawn service. So let me begin this, Greg. I can relate to you on a $2 lawn loss. So this is what I told this client. We'll call her Betty Joe, right, Greg? We were always trying to figure out what name to call her. This is what I said, like verbatim. I said, hi to everyone. If you're reading this email, it means we're indeed getting closer to spring. Hard to believe, isn't it? This was sent on January 18th. Just wanted to send out the annual 2026 lawn season info email, like I sent last year around this time. To keep my high quality of service, my price needs to increase slightly. We'll send separate emails regarding to that. If you want to take advantage of a 10% prepaid discount, please reply to this email. The deadline to pay is $220, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so then I followed up with this client, Betty Joe, following up from my previous email I sent a few weeks ago. Your new rate for this upcoming lawn care season would be $44 a cut. In parentheses, a $2 increase from last season. So do the math. Greg, if she's going to pay $44 this year, what'd she pay last year?
Let me think.
Yeah,
Let me
here,
see.
think there.
44 minus. Okay,
the
wait a
math
minute.
there.
Carry the. No, I don't carry anything. Minus 4 minus 2 is
44.
42. Is that right? $42.
You are correct. So it was a $2 increase. And then I
No,
told...
I'm sorry. What would $42 be? It was supposed to be in the form of a question.
That's hilarious. So if you prepay for 27 cuts by $220, I told Betty Joe this again. If you prepay for 27 cuts by $220, you'll get a 10% discount for the entire season. Let me know if you want to take advantage of this. And then I said, we also offer aeration, which every lawn needs, mulch install, hedge trimming, which Eric Jones hates that. Going to be scheduling out these jobs in March. Thanks, and look forward to hearing from you. All right, so that was sent on February 9th. Then we go over to here, and she had said, how many weeks again, please? What is the breakdown per week? So I know how much I am paying. Thank you. Even though I had already stated 27 weeks, I had said, okay, so I had said...
And she was replying to your email.
Yeah, so she replied to my email. Let me break it out again. What is the breakdown per week so I know how much I am paying? Thank you. And I had said, Brenda, last year you had paid $1,020.60 for the season. Her name is Betty Joe. I don't know why I call her that name. This year would have been $1,069.20 for the entire season. When I say the entire season, I mean from whenever the grass starts growing until when it stops, which is at least 27 weeks. And then I didn't hear from her, Greg, for like a long time. It was a very long time. And hold on here. I have to find the email. So yeah, didn't hear from her here. And okay, then she said this. Sorry, Evan, my apologies. Haven't had a chance to respond. I'm not going to renew this year. I can't justify the increase in cost. I like clear cut cost week. This is too confusing. Was the $2 increase in total per week? What else would it be? I understood it to be $2 extra a week. I'm so sorry, but I just didn't have the time to look into it more than this year. That's just basically excuses. You've always done a wonderful job. I'm not complaining, and most likely I misunderstood what you were trying to convey. So I'm sitting there like, okay, that's just kind of how it sat there and ended. So then,
By the way, she answered her question before she asked it.
Yeah, she answered her question before she asked it. So I sat there. I had already made it pretty clear. Sorry, I'm pulling up the emails here. Yeah. So this 10/20/60 per season, that was actually sent after. So there, I made it clear. Didn't hear from her, so I tried to text her, Greg, and then she said this: Evan, I'm so sorry. I've been slammed at work. Thanks for sending, but it was too late for this year. I didn't hear from you, and I already missed the 10% off deadline. So I went with another lawn service. Please let me know if you are interested in giving me a quote for mulch, as I will definitely be doing that again this year. You never did it with me in the first place. So thanks so much, Betty Joe. I lost someone over $2, Greg. I can
Yes.
sit there and I can relate to you.
Yeah, yeah. And that if you're listening for the first time, I had a client that I had a $2 increase this year, and they were upset. They're well below my
Oh, yeah.
average, and they should be a $50 lawn. They would have only been a $38 lawn, and they were grousing about the price. And then a second person as well. I lost it. And
I don't
for
get it.
over
$2, Greg, right? So what,
Yeah.
$54, right? Correct?
My case one was $36 and going to 38, and the other one was 47 going to 49.
So they were grousing over basically a dinner. I will add, I did tell her this. I said I said this price, the 10/69/20, will cover the entire season. So when the grass starts growing and to when it stops growing, I usually start the third week of April and stop the first or second week of November. I said it depends on the weather. This is more favorable for you this way. Our season can have anywhere from 27 to 30 weeks, so this will cover all of that. If you do not prepay, Greg, it will be $44 a cut. So I actually was going to be willing to eat the cost. It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make, as Lord Farquaad from Shrek said. Greg, the lawn was that easy, so I was willing to do that. But I was kind of complaining to you. I would have much rather have heard just said, no, I didn't want to pay it, and I'm going to go with someone else.
So let me see, just doing the math.
Yeah. Here, let's do Greg's quick math here.
So you said $44. Well, we're not even going to do the quick math. We're going to do it actually. 44 times 0.9 would be $39.60. So she's getting $39.60 off of $44.
Yep.
And so saving $4.40 times 27. Well, we just figured out, but it's $39.60 per cut if you did it 27 times.
Yep.
And so, let me see, divided, 40, what was it, 39.60? 39.60 times 30, if you did 30 cuts, 30. Divided by, whoops, actually, we're still doing the same number.
Professor Greg.
Yeah, what number did I say? What was the total?
Is it $39.60, right?
Yeah, $39.60 times 27 is $1,069.20. You already said that.
Yep.
Okay, if we divide that by 30, that would have been $35.64 per cut. So she would have saved almost, if you had to cut it 30 times this year.
Oh, yeah.
So she needs a breakdown. So she's probably paying $40 a cut right now. Your price would have still been less expensive. And then if you had to cut it 30 times, which is highly unlikely, if you had to cut it 30 times,
no way.
her average price would have been $35.60 versus $39.60.
It's all for $2 because she prepaid $42 last year, $42.27. Did the prepay, got out of that $2. She was also last year. She had hopped on the prepay later too, and so I let her get that because she claimed that she didn't read the email. I should have known. Some of these clients, Greg, they're nice, but they are a little bit. How do you say it? Would it dishonest be the word with that? Like, oh, I didn't read the email when they did, because then we had called them out before with Yardbook. Yardbook will say when you open things, correct? So, like, oh, I didn't read it, and then I immediately challenged someone. I said, well, Yardbook said you did open it about 10 minutes after I sent it, and then they immediately sent the payment. So, the moral of the story here, guys, less is more in this, and sadly, Betty Joe was a client that I had to get rid of, and I mowed her lawn for, oh, shoot, Greg, how many years was that? 4 or 5 years? So it's disappointing, never complained, really easy. Like, you want the easy lawns to cut, Greg. You can, I can get it out and cutting this in like 15 minutes. It's just, it's too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I was hoping to pick up a couple of lawns in a neighborhood. It was just kind of funny. I decided to pass out flyers in this one neighborhood. I picked up this one guy, easy cut, lawns aren't that big, so I decided to pass out flyers in this neighborhood. I figured, okay, since I'm only doing one cut in this neighborhood, let me see if I can pick up some more. Passed out a bunch of flyers. And then my client called me and said, "Hey, by the way, bought a mower for my son, so he's going to mow the lawn for me this year." So I pass out flyers in a neighborhood that I'm trying to pick up more lawns in, and I didn't even get any calls. And on top of it, I lost that client. So now I'll pick up one in that neighborhood probably.
Grinds your gears, doesn't it? But then yet again, guys, don't feel like down. I mean, I was a little bit irritated about it. I was more irritated that she wasn't honest, and that's a charge to us, though, too, to be as direct and upfront with your client as you can be. Maybe my mistake is I should have called her, but I've called her before, and she hasn't answered the phone. And I prefer, Greg, we have talked about this a lot, I prefer written communication, always written communication that they can see, because they'll say, "You said this on the phone." It's like, no. So I had always preferred the email, guys, or the written communication, just so it's clear. So beyond a shadow of a doubt, Greg, we would be right.
Yeah. If you do talk to them, send a follow-up text and email. Hey, just clarifying, confirming our conversation. You'd be paying $1,069.20 or whatever it was, and then just as a confirmation with you. So thanks for talking. And actually, my bookkeeper, she doesn't have conversations with you. She says, "I want everything written." So,
Greg, she doesn't have conversations with you. Uh-oh.
I mean, occasionally we'll talk, but if it's anything that could be misconstrued, it needs to be documented. So,
and that's big. That's
what's important for her. It covers her. So
that's why I have E&D Lawn Care at proton.me. Get all my clients in there. It's all correspondence via email or text message. A couple of them, Greg, I will talk to them on the phone because you know that they're good for it. And so this is how you kind of refine and comb out the weeds in your lawn care business. I have laid down some herbicide with my prepay offer this year, and that it'll kind of weed it out. I think I'm under 100 lawns a week now, Greg, which is good. But then you always, Greg, which is good. Don't feel that downtrodden guys are bad. You're going to get calls. It's March 30th here. I know there's some guys out there mowing right now. You can pick up a handful of lawns, Greg, just throughout the year, and the Lord might provide some of the best lawns that way too.
I actually picked up 2 or 3 lawns, 2 that I can think of in the fall.
Really?
Last year, yeah. And,
wow.
So I got 2 new clients in the fall. One just moved in, and I was mowing the lawn next door. So I talked to them, and guys, go knock on the door. People are trying to figure out how to bring in new clients. If you see somebody move in next door, you better be knocking on that door, because they were in the process of moving in, and I've done that 5-6 times.
Yeah.
And I've picked up 4 or 5 new clients just while they were moving in. I just walk over and say, "Hey, see you're moving in. Don't want to take any of your time. Here's my card if you guys are thinking about having somebody mow your lawn." And
you kept it real short too, Greg. Like, you didn't waste their time. You're just trying to warm them into their own neighborhood, because in some of these neighborhoods, Greg, I don't even live in that neighborhood, and I'm more in tune of that neighborhood, what's going on, than people that actually live there. So I've even seen these people walking. We wave to people, and it's through good intentions. Sure, we want to get to know them, get into their lives, but it's also, hey, we're going to build a business here, and maybe give you some hope of the hope of Jesus here too. Just, hey, how you doing? My name's Evan. Need anything, let me know. I cut grass.
Yeah, I had a condominium complex going up, not a complex, but it was a condominium site going up in town.
Yeah.
They were building in this little area. I got to know the general manager of or the superintendent of the project. We just started talking, and then lo and behold, when they almost finished the build out, they had their lawn put in, and he said, "Hey, by the way, can you cut this?" And I said, "Sure." So that's how I picked up another client, and it's an easy cut. Actually, I can't even put my mower on it because it's such a small spot, and I have to hand trim it.
Whip it down, right?
I just whip it, and it's easier. And then to get rid of the grass, because there's nowhere to put the grass, I've got the client right next door, so I whip it, and then I blow all the grass down the street to the client next door and blow it into their lawn. So it's
That works out nicely, doesn't it?
yeah. But get to know the people next door and knock on the door if somebody's moving in. Actually, I'm going to be doing a mulch job today when we're done here. And
How many bags is it, Greg? Like, is it like a yard?
No, it's between the 2 yards. One's only 8 bags. It's going to be real.
Buster
Here's
Davis says,
Buster.
good morning.
Yay, Buster. Good morning. This one's only going to be 8 bags and some soil, topsoil to fill in some holes. And then the other one, though, across the street from it is 36 bags. So it's going to be about, 14 yards to a bag. So it's going to be about 2.5 yards of mulch when all is said and done. So, but I just have to do bags in this case, in both cases.
Shout out to Buster Davis with New Hope Cuts Lawn Care. Aren't they in the Georgia area, Greg? That's what I thought. Buster, forgive me. I just know the location of your business. Nice website. He, the service area: Centerville, Warner Robins, Kathleen, Perry, Bonaire, Macon, and Byron. This has got to be Georgia. It's not really telling me. Yeah, call Buster, guys, if you want your lawn mowed there in the Georgia area. Nice website. I think Ezra did this website, Greg.
Oh, did he? That's great.
Ezra, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Ezra at Green Frog Web Design help you. Now's the time to do it, guys. Get that website put up. He'll get you on the front page, which is very important. Remember, because then not everybody's. What did he say? Yes, he did.
He said yes, he did from his New Hope's Lawn Care YouTube channel. Guys, go give him a sub. We're always bumping other people. Buster's an OG. He's a great guy.
Yeah, and but Ezra's going to get you on that front page. Hey, we haven't talked about the prayer breakfast much either lately, have we?
I mean, we've talked about it. We talked about it like a lot. I mean,
with Ron the other day.
Tradesforchrist.org, guys. If you want to hop on that, it's a prayer breakfast before the expo. Willie Robertson's going to be speaking. It's totally free, and there's good food, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to be doing a mulch job today. I'm going to be picking up mulch from Menards. If you guys have any Menards around you, if you can get the mulch there, it's they have their 11% rebate. So what the heck? If you get some money, back on
I
it.
don't know if I should have played that. I might actually get to. They're going to take it down. You played the Menards theme.
Well, we've played other themes too, though. We've done
did
the
Burn,
Weingarts thing.
Baby, Burn.
Weingarts. You've
Oh
done
yeah,
that
I mean
one.
we haven't done that there in a while.
Weingarts.
Shout out to Mark's Outdoor Power, Greg, the other local dealer for me. They had installed my Toro Multi-Force deck for me. They put it back on because I didn't really want to do it because it was too many bolts and screws, and I could have done it, but that would have just taken me all day. Sometimes, guys, it was only $80 to have them put them on. I had them do it. They did a good job. Now the Multi-Force, Greg, has been de-winterized. I took off the plow and everything else, but when it came to the deck there on the hardware, I could have done it, but it's just... I can make the minor adjustments. I can level the deck once it's on, but Greg, if you saw how this was, you would not want to put that on.
No, I didn't want to do it. Hey, here's something, though, that Buster said really important. We asked if his Ezra, if you just highlighted it, Ezra did his website, and he said it changed his business. And Buster said it changed my business. So that's great. That shows you that what Ezra's doing is working, guys, and
Really?
Get some opportunity with Green Frog Web Design. So
We are going to get Ezra on, I think, in the next week or two to talk marketing, though, in general. No, guys, it's not just some big pitch for his business. No, Ezra's pretty savvy behind the scenes. He gave you it's a lot of free advice on how to grow your business. And then the website, Greg's like the icing on the cake. So
Yeah.
I should probably get one. We do have one for Turf Nerds Pod, turfnerdspod.com. So Buster's good man. I think they're getting better weather down there in Georgia. I think this is supposed to warm up here a bit, Greg, this upcoming week here. Let's get the latest weather update. Always be checking this, guys. So 67 today, Greg, partly sunny. Tomorrow, 73. Today will be 31 degrees warmer than yesterday. And then 55, 63, 67, 69, 56. But, Greg, here's the catch. All rain. What's that going to do for the grass?
it's going to make it grow. So
Wow.
we're going to have
Profound.
If we get 7 days of rain, we might start cutting next week. Actually, we
Yeah.
won't be able to cut next week because everything will be so
wet.
wet.
I mean,
Yeah.
think about it. Like, guys always worry, and you see this here on Facebook, guys, with the local groups and more the national groups. People always worry, and I did too. You want to be in the know and on top of things. When do you start mowing? And I've seen guys on the local group ask, and then these other guys just like obliterate them, and they're just mean. So they ask on the national groups too. Just be nice. And there's no right or wrong, Greg. You would say there's no really right or wrong week on when to start because
Yeah.
you could drag it down. We've started as late as the first week of May. Yesterday, I was not yesterday. Last year, I started. I think it was April 21st.
Yeah, third week of April.
Third week. This year it looks like we're setting on tap for maybe April 13th. Not sure. We should try to stretch that till maybe April 20th, the third week, but use your discernment, figure it out. And we've always erred on the side, Greg. You want to get out there a little bit earlier to keep everything short because you have these clients, and I had it there in the years past. They don't want you to start cutting until it needs a cut, and then at that point it's too long, isn't it? It's like way too long.
Yeah, they can't determine when you're going to cut because they think it's going to be I can wait it out just a little bit longer. That's makes it too thick and too difficult, especially on that first cut of the season. You have to determine that, and I've not let any client tell me when I can start doing my first cuts. But last year, so what I do is I just go around. You know, the lawns are yours that are long.
Oh yeah.
And so I go around to everybody.
Yep.
And just to see, but I know in my heart that these guys are going to be long, so I'm probably going to be starting to cut them, and then the following week I'll be cutting. I'll finish starting with almost everyone then. So, but yeah, it just depends on which customers you're going to have.
But be firm with them though, Greg. Is what you're basically saying. Be firm. Don't let the clients get away to save an extra one or two cuts. I would rather err on the side of cutting it when it's a tad too short than showing up when we get because Greg, rain comes out of nowhere, right? The next thing you know, like you walk up, oh, we had 5 days of rain. What? That lawn's 8 inches, and then the client's breathing down your back. Why is it so long? Well, you made me wait an extra 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's like the client of mine one time. He said, "Oh yeah, the lawn didn't grow this week. You don't need to cut." And I was really busy, and I just said, "Okay, I'll take his word for it." I showed up because it was middle of summer. And it was in July, beginning of August, something like that. And then the following week, I went and took a look. I went to mow, and man, his lawn was long. And that was the time where I just said, no, you know what? I got to go by and determine myself whether or not this lawn is too long or too short. So, and then I had a couple of clients last year actually said, "Hey, we didn't grow that much, so you can skip our lawn this week if you want." And I went by and I looked at it, and I had to double cut some spots of their lawn. And I said, "No, this is." So you guys determine when the lawn gets cut, and otherwise, if I hadn't cut that lawn,
Yeah.
it would have been a mess the following week. And it's another one of those lawns that's kind of small, so there's nowhere to put the grass.
No.
You think you can chop it up, but there's just nowhere for the grass to go if it's too long.
Have you noticed, Greg? We should ask Eric, the turf teacher Jones. I had always noticed the sodded grass takes longer to regerminate than the seeded grass.
Yeah.
I think that must be something with the root system. What do you think? Hey, Eric, you should call us. You got about 2 minutes and 40 seconds if you wanted to educate us before we transfer on over to keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah, that's just the root base, and a lot of times they don't put a good enough base down before they put the sod in. So if they just put sod down on top of the dirt, literal dirt, that's got no health to it, that's going to be a factor as well. If they put a little topsoil down before they put that down, the sod, then you're okay. But sod always takes longer to come in than seed.
Well, it says when you lay sod, you're placing down grass that was already mature somewhere else. To harvest it, growers cut it with only a thin layer of soil, which severs most of the roots. So even with the grass even though the grass on top looks full and established underneath, it's essentially starting over. So I guess through the winter, Greg, is that must still work the same way. The roots have to reestablish where the seed's more in the soil. With the seed, is the seed's closer to the soil because the sod you're growing through that layer of other soil, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, but over time, based on what they're saying, I don't know if that matters as much because if you've had sod on your lawn for 10 years,
Yeah.
that's rooted itself. It's probably rooting itself in bad dirt. So
It probably is bad dirt. When it all boils down to it, guys, it's bad dirt, and clients don't irrigate their lawns enough. But once the sod starts growing, then the sod really takes off, Greg. But I just noticed just all the seeded grass. Like my lawn is seeded, and you have a client in the neighborhood by my parents' house, Greg, where it's like, holy smokes, that lawn's not ready to be cut yet at all. So
no, and that's the ones are the sod. But there's truth to what they said, though, because they only cut sod about 2 inches thick. So you are not getting a good root base.
I never thought about that, because remember when they lay it down, Greg, you can blow it over with your mower because it's not installed deep enough there, so it's not penetrating the root system here. Now we're part of the horticulture experts, aren't we? So
Yeah.
makes us feel good.
Yeah, just
But-
make sure you put it down. If you're putting sod down, you got to make sure you seam it up well and make it look right.
Let me pray quickly here, Greg, with 20 seconds. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity for this Monday show with Greg. Bless everyone out there listening, Father. I just pray that you would give them discernment, they'd slow down, and they would learn to trust you. Lord, just give Eric and Jennifer the right words to say as they're coming up here in 10 seconds, guys. We will see you tomorrow. And get ready. Eric, the turf teacher Jones, is about to drop some grassy truth. See you guys.
See ya.